What is up, everybody? Welcome to Soundproof Your Studio. Today we are going to talk all about the first 9 days of my studio build. This is more of like a documentary journaling thing. I did a lot of behind the scenes footage when I was building the studio, and if you're interested in building your own home studio, this is for you. Especially if you're trying to build something in your backyard like I did from the ground up. Totally crazy, I know, but if you're crazy too, this is for you. So stay tuned and let's jump in. All right, so on day one, I basically had my foundation already laid. So as you can see here, here's a cement truck laying some foundation. Highly recommend getting someone else to do the foundation. They knocked it out in a day. It was super expensive, but totally worth it. And then what we did is we just laid down some of this moisture absorber underneath our frames for around the perimeter of our framing, and we started framing on day one. So now we're gonna go on to day two, where I was actually doing some interviews during that day, so check this out right now. All right, day two. Henry is doing all the work, setting everything up. I'm here shooting video. But we had a little bit of water on the deck and we had to cut it out, cut out the entry hole for the door so that the water could come out. There's like 300 gallons of water sitting on there. But we're gonna continue framing today. And yeah, we'll keep you posted on how it's going. Henry finished up the last panels over here behind me. So getting the headers over the door and everything over the windows as well. We got just a few of those small windows. You don't have to have windows in a studio, but figured it would be a nice thing to have. The smaller the better. It's also something we thought about. So now we're just gonna continue on with the sheathing, and we'll show you what it looks like when it's done. All right, well here we are at the end of day two. We got most of the sheathing on except for the little part behind me that you can see there. We got the windows framed, you can see up in that corner there. We're gonna punch them out next week on day three. Just a lot of basic framing here. So like I said before, highly recommend working with a contractor who knows what they're doing. If you don't know how to do a lot of construction work, I didn't, and it's been tremendous help to have Henry here. So that said, we're gonna get into more of the actual insulation stuff a little further down, but it's probably 2 more full days of framing to get the roof on and to get the little shed built. All right, stay tuned. All right, day 3 of the framing on the studio build, and it's a beautiful day here, which is incredible, wonderful fall, October day. We got the big beam that's gonna go on top of the roof here. We're gonna try to get the roof done, finish the sheathing on the side here. All right, so now we have got the beam up above. It's sitting on top of our walls. It's gonna go another 4 feet higher, and this is gonna be the peak. And we're not doing a roof of any kind, or a ceiling. So we're gonna just have peaked ceilings. So this beam will hopefully support all of that. Now we just got to figure out how we're going to get it up. We're using that 2x4 that's really tall behind me to actually run a channel on either side of it. So we're going to put another one there once we glue the 2 beams together. And we're just going to push it up between the channel hopefully and build around. And I don't really understand how we're going to do it yet, but Henry does. So yeah. All right. So Henry's up there right now working on getting the beam up. He literally lifted that thing himself using a winch system. He suggested you get a forklift if you're doing to do this yourself. But you know, you can do it with just 2 people. We've just been doing it. It's not easy, but it is working. So we glued the beams together, kind of gluing in a peaks and valley pattern. And then we screwed them also in a peaks and valley from both sides. So those are 2 beams now put together. We got it at the right height on one side, and we're gonna try to get the right height on the next. And then I don't know if we'll get to framing the roof today, but certainly next Tuesday. All right, so we are finishing up on day 4 here. You can see behind me the rafters are up, which is a huge, awesome thing. We didn't quite finish with all the rafters because the beam was not quite in the center where we wanted it, so we're gonna have to add some plywood on the top there for the rafters to reach. We started putting the sheathing on the back. Still moving along. Gonna do a catch-up day here soon, but day 4 is finished. All right, so we are on day 6 here. Day 5 I didn't film because I was working and Henry and his wife were out there working on the shed themselves. But pretty much all they did is add the rafters and work on the backside, which is where the tool shed is going to be, so not actually part of the studio build itself. We're here on what I think is day 7. Can't quite remember. It's getting to be too many days, but today it was really cold. As you can see, there's snow on the ground. We had a cold front come through. It got down to 20 degrees when we started at 9 a.m. today. But now it's actually pretty nice. So we are finishing off the roof today, adding some more of the sheathing on top. I put some metal ties together to hold the top joists in place. Metal ties here are going over the top of the rafters to give it some extra strength. And then Henry's back there right now actually working on the shed, which is not part of the studio, but we're getting it done so we can finish the sheathing across the whole thing. Yeah, day 7. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right, we are finishing up day 9 right now. We just built that awning, which you can kind of see in the background, and we're finishing up sheathing as much as we can. Yesterday on day 8, they just had a crew come in and put on some of the siding, as well as add sheathing on the backside. So still just in the construction phase of getting this thing dried in. Hopefully next week we'll finish it up. Thanks so much for watching this video, everybody. If you enjoyed this, please let me know in the comments below what you want to learn about how to build a soundproof studio. This channel is for you, and it's for you guys to go out and build your dream home studio. So I'm here to help. I want to make this easy. I went through a huge process, and I'm constantly learning to try to help you get your results that you want for your own home studio. If you want to learn more about soundproofing in particular, definitely check out the free course in the link below. Free soundproofing course. It's awesome. Everyone who's taken it has loved it, so definitely check that out as well. If you're in the stage where you actually have a studio or you want to build a studio in your own house, but you want to figure out how to acoustically treat it, how to set up your monitors, what gear you want to use, and all those things, I've got another course that's also in the description below, so check that out. How to turn a spare room in your house into a professional home recording studio. So for all your home recording studio needs, this is the place. I will see you every Tuesday. Make sure to subscribe, like, all that good stuff. I really appreciate it so much. You're amazing. Have a wonderful week.